Alright, I should be here now. Hello guys, let me know if there's any problems with the sound or the video or anything. It's been a few, maybe about a month since I did one of these. It's been... I've gained a few thousand subscribers since then. That means I've got a lot of new people, and hey, let's just ask some questions and have some fun. I got my Yeti right in front of me, so if it sounds weird, let me know. I'm doing Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy today because Super Lombax over there mentioned that he would like me to do a Jak and Daxter video. I might in the future, if you guys have any ideas of what kind of topic I could tackle with that, sure. For now, we'll just play this because it's simple and I can get through it pretty fast, and you guys don't have to watch me die so many times to super bosses this time. Jak and Daxter is an interesting game for me. It's actually one of the very first games that I ever played and owned as a kid, kind of like Kingdom Hearts, but I actually had this before I had Kingdom Hearts. And I could not get off Misty Island as a kid, so let's just start a new game here. I'm going to do as much as I can. Let's just play.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find.
This is back in the days when we didn't have subtitles on games, guys.
Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Okay, the rest of this is just evil bad guy blather, so. I saw a few, what's my favorite Infamous game out of all of them? Infamous 2, no doubt. I know it sounds like I really hate Second Son, guys, but in all honesty, it's not a bad game. It's not the greatest game, but it's certainly not a bad game. There are far worse games out there. But out of all of the Infamous games, I like Infamous 2 the most, just because it was a giant leap from Infamous 1 in the terms of how many powers Cole could have, the graphics, like, I'd never seen a Sucker Punch game that looked that great before.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps.
I gotta watch this, guys. I love this scene.
Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crap? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? I think we're in trouble!
Don't go, don't. God knows what. I get it. And literally the gods do know what. The gods of this world know exactly what it is.
Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine.
Okay.
What in green tarnation do you
For
two want?
anyone who hasn't played this game,
Don't
we get to
tell
go on
me.
training and we gotta
Instead
go
of heeding my
heal,
wisdom,
change
the
Daxter
two
back
of you
into a
went
human,
mucking
so.
around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
Okay, I'm trying to remember what all these questions
And
were.
Daxter,
Probably should have
you
my phone out for
finally
this,
took
and I
a
don't.
much-needed bath.
What do
but
I
in
think
a
of Diva's
bathtub
new
filled
skin?
with
I actually haven't
dark
looked at it
Look,
too
old
hard.
man,
I
are
just
you
saw
gonna keep
that
yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this
in my
mess?
taste it
I'm
might
gonna
be an
keep yapping,
improvement
because in my
to
professional
the...
opinion, the change is an improvement.
The change is an
And
improvement.
besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
I thought it was an improvement on the Black Cat
There's
Diva
only one
because,
person
sorry
who
guys,
has
I'm a
studied
girl,
Donkey
Black Cat
Kong long
Lolita
enough
stuff
to
doesn't
have a chance
impress
at
me.
returning you to your previous
I'm
form.
way more fond of the
Call
Officer
Acheron,
Diva just
the
because I love
sage,
how it
but
has
he
the
lives
siren
far
on
to
top.
the north. Far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him
Am I on
in
PS4?
ages.
Yes, I am playing the
would teleport
PS4
you
port
there,
of Jak and
but I can't
Daxter.
do
It
that
is
either.
the inferior
None
version
of the
to
three
the PS3
sages that
version, but hey,
maintain
it's
the
a
other
port straight from the
teleporter gates
PS2.
have seen
And
fit
back
to
in
turn
my
their ends
childhood,
on
this
for quite a
game
while.
This game looked amazing,
The only
so I
other
do
way
not
north
complain
is
about
by foot
graphics
through
at
the
all.
Fire Canyon,
It
but
works.
its
The game
volcanic
works.
soil
It's
is
fine.
hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't
Game's
just
about
walk
a
through
bit loud.
it.
But
Okay.
you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield.
And can I pause it? Yep. Okay. Be right back. Adjust microphone. Turn it up a little bit. Turn up a lot. Okay. Still too high. Okay, right about there. That should be good. I apologize for that.
just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave...
Sorry guys, I had to help my dad out with something real quick.
adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at
Who's
least.
my favorite character from this
Brave
game?
adventurer!
Daxter,
You
of
two couldn't
course.
find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? Because I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
This
Get
is why I
in
love
there
Daxter.
before I turn you both into ferns.
Funny thing is that I am very into my voice actors, and I literally watched an entire season of, I believe it was Boardwalk Empire, just because Daxter's voice actor was in it, Max
This
Casella.
device is a communicator.
And the
With it, my
spoilers
father
at the
and
end
I
of
can give you
the
advice
season,
at
he ends
any
up
time
getting his
during
head
your
chopped off in a
quest.
barber. So, and I also watched that entire season 4 and 3 because Eric Layton Cole's voice actor from Infamous 2 was in it too. So,
Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
bring me some more questions, guys, while I play this. I know I saw a few, I didn't catch it, I think I saw What Are My Thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm very excited for it after 13 years of waiting for it, but I'm trying to keep my hype a little low for it because I know how in this day and age that if you get too hyped up, then you're only building your expectations, and the game isn't as great as you want it to be. The smart thing is just to know that it's coming and hold off any
heat shield for your A-Graph zoomer.
as much hype as you can for it. If you guys have never played this, this is the greatest thing you're ever going to see 100 times over in a game. And it changes so many times throughout the game. music. It's my childhood, man.
Hey, you found
Did I go to any of the Kingdom Hearts
I
Orchestra?
sent 7 of them to each area to look for power cells, but the
There
workers must have
was-
captured them all.
I live in South Texas, but I kind of live in a remote part of South Texas, and the nearest orchestra, I believe, came to Dallas, which is 8 hours away from me. It's like somewhere near 600 miles away from me. That's a long drive. I don't feel like going that far. But one day, if it ever comes to my neck of the woods, I would go, because I
all 7 in each
get to see
area.
more as
You can find
compositions
even
are
more
amazing.
power cells.
Why would you want to go see that in person? Because
That's Blue Eco,
hearing
which contains the
an
energy
orchestra
of
in
motion.
person playing music that you've heard
Blue
so many
Eco
times
allows you
over
to
the
run
radio
fast,
or over your
break
headphones
boxes,
is
and
a
even
much different
activate
experience,
some
and you get real
precursor
appreciation for it.
artifacts when you get
I had the pleasure a few months ago to actually be part of a choir behind an orchestra, and it is an amazing experience, and I got to do that a couple times. We sang Christmas songs, and we sang opera and some German, Russian. Oh, the Russian was fun.
How each Blue Eco cluster you pick up increases the time you can use its power.
Alright. Let's try that. I believe it's because I probably pressed the circle button to get out of the headphones menu in the first place. So it should be much better now. Sorry about that, guys. I can make it. I can make it.
It can only be opened by
Hi,
approaching
James.
the door
Also,
while
hi,
channeling
everyone.
Blue Eco through your
I'm
body.
sorry I didn't get to say hi earlier, but hi. Did I watch the new Overwatch skins yet? No.
That's a Blue Eco vent. More concentrated than the
I haven't had that
cluster.
much time
This
to
vent
play
will give you a
Overwatch
full
lately
charge of
since
Blue Eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
you know, I've been making the Infamous videos, I've been working, I've been joining some Infamous communities and sharing my story over there, so I've been a little busy lately. I've been waiting for the Summer Games event to come back around because Lucio Ball is the best thing ever.
Work. The Blue Eco caused the door to open.
I did get a smidge of a look at Winston's new baseball skin, and I love Winston, so I might try getting that.
Dormant for years.
Am I continuing my Infamous fanfiction? Yes, I am always writing it. It's been going on for a long, long time. I am always writing it. Sometimes my progress is slower than others. Right now, I am
Those little green
about
balls of
at
energy on
the
ground are a type of eco.
84th
Pick up
or
50 small
85th
green
chapter.
ecos
Yes, it's a
or
long
one big
one,
green
guys.
to increase your health.
And I'm currently in a slower part of the story. I'm sort of writing it just as I feel. I'm not really going through any.
You can jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
Okay, got them all. I'm not going through any actual, like, every story is different, and I don't want to do the whole, here's the rising action, here's the climax, and then the falling action, the story ends. I'm just writing as I feel, so my story is a little weird. It's kind of like there are two climaxes, and it starts the second half. It's more, when you read it, it's going to feel like it should be split into two, but I do not believe in splitting it in half, but it is going. It's going to be really, really long, and it will still take me a good long time to write it, guys. I'm still in the first draft. I'm going to draft it a few times. I have a couple beta readers right now that have the special privilege of helping me, telling me which ideas that I should probably think about scrapping, and which ones are good. So far, everyone thinks that everything is pretty good, except for a few problems, but we'll get to that. Okay, can we read it anywhere? Brown Mist. Yes, you can read it on fanfiction.net. You can read the first 11 chapters that I've provided for a little teaser. It starts immediately at the end of Infamous 2 and goes... Whoops, I'm pressing the wrong button because back in the day, triangle was exiting and circle was not. Oh, let me turn down the game volume, shouldn't I? Let's see. Turn it down to about 40. Turn that down to about 40. Speech. Hey, let's turn that down to, let's see, that was about 20% higher. There we go. Alright. You can... Okay, you can read it on fanfiction.net. Just search Infamous Legacy of the Beast. You'll find me, my same username. If any of you happen to be on the Infamous Amino, then I've uploaded those 11 chapters there. Do not despair when you get to the end of the 11th chapter. I am going to continue it. I have been writing it this entire time. I'm not ignoring it. I'm not going to plan on giving it up. Just give me some time. Yeah, okay, Storm's got it. Thank you, Storm.
Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Oh, jeez. Lombax over here is trying to make me choose between the trinity of PlayStation 2 protagonists. So, Sly... Between the Sly, Jak, or Ratchet series.
Why don't you make yourself
Ratchet was not so much of my childhood as much as Sly and Jak and Daxter was. I only got into it maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So I can't say Ratchet. It's not in my favorites. It's not in my childhood. Nostalgia doesn't hit me that hard. Jak or Sly is so hard, guys. Jak and Sly came at me at the same time, and Sly... there's a funny thing with Jak and Sly, that both of them got, in my opinion, more difficult and harder to get through and less interesting at the second game. I'm probably the only person in the whole world that thinks Sly 2 is the probably the inferior entry in the series.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco
I love them both so much. Do I have to pick?
There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Jak, guys, because the story and the characters, like, not that I don't love Sly and the story and the characters, but I've played Jak and Daxter and all its entries way more than I've played Sly, somehow, some way, but Sly was my furry crush as a kid, and I think he's still my furry crush, if I have a furry crush. I'm not a furry, but... jeez. Oh wait, I just realized I call Sly a furry. He's not furry. He's androgynous.
It looks like scout flies are always in red boxes.
Alright, let's go get our quests from dear old uncle.
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune
Howdy, Codin.
I wish to set off on my journey.
Anybody got any more questions for me? Don't have to be Jak and Daxter related. It can be anything at all, even if it's not something you've seen me talk about before or seen me upload before. Like, throw it.
I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun. Anyway, would you be kind enough to loan your dear old uncle 90 precursor orbs so he can get underway? I would offer you a power cell in return.
Devil May Cry. I played 3 and 4 on PC. I didn't get into that until a little while ago, a few years ago. I have played the reboot, and I mean, I can't say I was insulted. It was a reboot. You know, there's a difference between a reboot and a sequel, guys. If they reboot it, I'm like, okay, do whatever. It's not the same, but a sequel, especially a sequel not pretending to be a reboot. Come on. But, of course, the not a million years with the wig. I mean, come on, you don't want that guy to be the same Dante, do you? He doesn't act the same at all. What other games am I playing in the future? I still haven't played Jak X yet. When Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, I'm gonna play it. I'm not in any hurry to get the new Spider-Man, but one day I will get it. I'm trying to save my money for a convention that I'm going to next week, or not next week, next month. Which, by the way, if any of you guys happen to be going to RealmsCon, you will see me this year dressed as a Femme Ellis from Left 4 Dead 2. This year we have Price Baffenbrook coming as a guest, and he voices Zidane, and Eren Yeager, and so many other characters, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Have I played Jak X? Oh yes, I played Jak X. I love it as a racing game. I just love the idea of just having all these characters get together and then we just like shoot them and they don't really die, but I've played that a lot as a kid. I had the PS2 version and I might have used a Game Shark so I could use Ratchet since I didn't have any of the Ratchet games back when I was a kid, and I had the Daxter PSP game, so I just drove as Daxter the entire time. Oh, look, it's soggy potatoes with cheese. Hi, hi.
Oh my, what a horribly sick little bird.
You don't look so good yourself, lady.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were a spotted orange-bellied ring-frame. You know, yesterday I saw some terribly vicious creatures capture a mother flut-flut near the beach. Now there's this poor little orphan egg sitting in a nest at the top of the cliff, and I can't get to it. If you could climb up there and push it off, I've piled some hay down at the base to catch it safely. Do an old lady a favor, and I'll give you a power cell.
Hello, Jeb. Glad you can make it. If anybody got any more questions for me, let me know. I'm just gonna be rolling through Zandover Village. Getting all my quests. You don't actually need to grab the quests before you do them. It's just a little OCD thing that I like to do. It's like, hey, why they go out there and do things if they don't know they're there? You know, it's... It would... I'm trying to understand this question, Jeremy. If Second Son had the UGC, would it be good quality? Well, that's kind of the funny thing, isn't it? I was just thinking about that yesterday while I was trying to get PlayStation Now to work for me so I could record some more footage for that gameplay video that I'm trying to make. And guys, that's going to be a long video. It's part of the reason why I'm doing this instead of making that video right now. That I noticed that it came to me that why is UGC only in Infamous 2? Well, because they actually tried to make the side quests more impactful in that one. That you can you actually talk to the citizens. Each side quest is a little bit different. There's a lot more programming going on in those side quests. And some people can reward you, and some people just try to kill you, and it's whereas Second Son is, here are the same 5 things to do over and over and over and over and over again. You just go to a point and do them. It's not, you don't interact with anybody in the city at all, and that they sort of just removed it for that reason, I think, because they used all the tools in the UGC and Infamous 2 to let you make stuff, and I even made a few. Like I made a series, a small short series called Hide and Go Zeke, where I hid Zeke throughout the world. I would give you hints and then you go and find him.
But there must be something that can bust them open.
And of course, they're the ones that everybody would love to do. Just like, here's one where you fight 10 million militia and get a bunch of experience points. Like, okay. I played Eternal Sonata before. Yes, I have. I played it a long time ago back on the PS3. I do not have it anymore. I was actually borrowing it from a friend. Any plans on playing any of the Assassin's Creed games? The only way I would be able to play those and record them would be on PC, and they kinda suck on PC. I don't think that would be too great quality-wise. And the new Assassin's Creeds I'm not too fond of. Ever since they, spoiler alert, killed Desmond, I just kind of fell off the series. I was really interested in that whole apocalypse thing, and then they're just kind of like, what apocalypse? Do I have a crossover of games that I'd absolutely love to see one day? Oh my gosh. Oh, I know, there's one. Thoughts of Ghost of Sushi? Ghost of Tsushima? I'm trying to answer too many questions at once. Have I played the Batman Arkham series? Yes, I have. I've played Asylum, the first one. I finished that one. I was in the middle of the city and I got busy and forgot about it. I need to go back and do that, and I do plan on finishing that. Do I ever plan to play any of the Telltale games like Walking Dead or Batman? If you actually look, I have played both of the seasons of Batman, and I've played Tales of the Borderlands. I have played Wolf Among Us. I just haven't recorded it, so. What do I think of God of War? Dad of War. Yes, I love God of War. I had no expectations for that game, having never played God of War before. And that blew me away. I did not expect that to be good at all. Considering the kind of game that it was before, and my interest in those games is a little waning. But the new one is amazing. The hack and slash games were never my thing. I like to actually think about my button and presses and just the ferocity of button mashing in those games. And there's always that one attack that can kill anything, and there's no reason to use any other button combination. And I'm gonna need to have those on PS4, guys. Sorry, I don't have a capture card. I was looking for one yesterday, and turns out the only one that would be feasible to use with the PS3 is worth like $400 new right now. Or people are just hiking up the price to ridiculous levels that don't have any of the cables, and I'm just kind of like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
That's it. Just a little further. Come on, push the egg off the cliff. Oh my, that wasn't gentle. Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
Have I played Chocobo Racing Storm?
We might want to talk to
Ever plan on a more professional stream setup? Probably not, considering that that is really expensive, and I'm having trouble just even doing a part-time job and trying to get my bills paid and having enough money for food, you know, all that stuff. And I know y'all guys are thinking, while I monetize my videos, well, I don't want you guys to have ads in front of my videos. I'm not that serious of a YouTuber. I don't want to be paid for this, and in pennies either. And I like having the freedom to be able to do this kind of stuff. I know that if I got paid for it, then there would be more restrictions on it, and then I would have to be set on a more weekly schedule. I have to actually like keep up with the data, and I have to actually treat it like it was a job. And this is a hobby, and I want it to kind of stay a hobby. It's more fun that way. I don't have to worry about it too much, and I can still keep my day job. Autobot Wheeljack, yes. The Elgato is the exact capture card that I'm referring to.
I hope the poor dear's okay.
The Elgato HD is the one in particular. I have seen it go for $400 or $170, and it's been out for 4 years, and that hasn't degraded in price at all. And considering that I would very rarely use that kind of capture card for my PS3 gameplays at all, it's just not smart.
Listen, boys, I'll take this little chick back to the village with me and work with the sage to take care of her.
Well, it probably didn't cost that much for you, but nowadays nobody is selling it new. It's old, and everybody just wants to get their money back from when they bought it a long time ago and got an upgrade. But yeah, guys, I don't monetize my videos on purpose. And I never want you guys to have to watch ads in the beginning or in the middle or the end of my videos, because, come on, don't most of us use AdBlock Plus? Those things get annoying. Dark Flame asked how I'm doing. I'm doing good. I'm a little hungry, but I'm good. I'm enjoying some Jak and Daxter and streaming and talking. Let's see, let's go get these power cells over here. I know it seems like I'm floundering, guys, but I'm more focusing on talking than anything else. I do have this section of the game memorized, so I'm just kind of spacing out and going. Favorite level in Jak 1? I think I like... If we're talking about specific areas, I think I definitely like the... I think I like Misty Island the most, just because, like, when I was a kid, chasing down that muse was really annoying, and whenever I got over my fear of Misty Island as a kid, that was a step in the right direction for me. It's like whenever I got over the shadows in Kingdom Hearts 1, whenever I was 6 years old. How do you feel about 10-minute videos on YouTube? I mean, do you mean about how YouTube treats them differently from any other video? I mean, for me, I'm just gonna make a video, and however long it turns out, it turns out. I'm not trying to hit any sort of time limit or anything. I just know that the longer it's gonna be, the longer it's gonna take me to make it, and sometimes staring at a video editor for a long time can just be a little intimidating and boring. However long it takes me is however long it takes me. Like I said, I make this stuff for fun. I do this just because, hey, I play video games, and now in this beautiful age of the internet, I can share my gameplay with other people, and it's cool. Is Daxter okay? You mean the game Daxter? It's more tolerable than Lost Frontier. It's still weird. Having to make enemies their Daxter size, and they're still metalheads, and he has to fight with a fly swatter and stuff like that. But it's sort of a strange in-between Jak 1 and 2, because here's Daxter being heroic and not cowardly, and then of course the second you find him in Jak 2 and 3, he hasn't really changed that much. Do you ever plan on doing comp on Overwatch, even though you said you don't like comp because it talks to people. Okay, I know who you are. No. I've never touched Overwatch competitive, and I still do not plan on ever touching it. I have enough fun playing in custom games with my buddies. Quick plays, okay, every now and then. Arcade a few times a week just so I can get those 3 loot boxes. I'm fine, but otherwise doing insane, crazy custom games is way more fun. Which game do I prefer, Infamous or Prototype? Definitely Infamous. Here's the other reason why I don't monetize my videos, guys, because if I did, I would have to remember that I'm trying to please a fan base and have people keep coming back, and then if they said anything, then it would probably not be a good idea to say anything back, because I don't want to insult people who are paying my bills. That I like being able to have my own opinion on the internet, and if people don't like it, that's fine. Where I was going with that is that Prototype, the first one was so bleak, and I didn't get interested in it until... Oh, I forgot about the pelican. I didn't even care about the first one until literally the last 5 minutes, when you find out the truth about Alex Mercer and what he is, and you actually get the answer to his amnesia. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't care about your character before that. And the game is a big, overpowered, you can wreck everything sort of thing. And somehow they still made the game really hard on the first one. The second one was way too easy. It was kind of like how the Jak and Daxter series goes. The first one was super easy, the second one was super hard, and then they're all like, wait, third one is just right. But backwards. I know it's kind of cliche, but after playing the first one and going to the second one, I was overjoyed that Alex was the bad guy, given his circumstance of what he is and his change in personality, change in voice actor. I was like, yes, I want this guy to be the bad guy so I can go beat him up and just be done with the series and go back to Infamous. Ever played the Persona games? I have never played a Persona game. It was kind of after I got out of playing Japanese games over and over and over, and I'm not saying Japanese games are bad at all. I just kind of fell out of them. I've played Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts so much as a child that Infamous and Left 4 Dead was actually how I got out of that habit. And it was like a breath of fresh air to play Western games versus Japanese games. And what state do I live in? I live in Texas, howdy. It's a big place. It's really hot right now. I'm in happy air conditioning right now. Scout flies. There should be one up there that I missed. Okay. What kind of powers would you like to see if they made another Infamous? There's so many powers, guys. Like, they say that conduits can only control matter, but of course we see them control energy, and if there's a shadow conduit, well, that's not energy, that's a complete lack of energy, that's a complete lack of photons, so it's just, you can have any power you want right now. There's a scoutfly. I would like to see more of the powers that they mentioned in Paper Trail and Second Son, and of course there are far more powers than that can exist in the world. I liked the general idea of like video and neon and smoke. You don't really see that too often. But at the same time, napalm isn't exactly a power you see all the time. Everyone just kind of equates it to fire and leaves it alone, but it's not. It's napalm. What world would I like to see most in Kingdom Hearts 3? Even though it's not gonna happen, I know it's not gonna happen, I still want Star Wars. I can hope. It's the perfect idea for a Kingdom Hearts game. Just give me Star Wars. What is my job outside of YouTube? Well, considering that YouTube, one, isn't my job, I'm just gonna say that I'm a cashier somewhere right now. I've had that job for about 5 months. I was out of work for 9, but now I've had that and that was whenever I was trying to make money doing crafts and stuff, and that's why, if any of you are on my Discord, that's why that was there. Now I don't have enough time to do that anymore. First Infamous I played, the first one. I got that one when it was free. That I mentioned this in the first of my rant on Second Son, that I got the first Infamous for free and during the PSN outage. And I just asked my friends, hey, what's some good games on this free list? And they said that one, Infamous. And I did it, didn't expect anything, and it was good. And I stuck with it, I liked it. Turned into an obsession.
Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
You're what?
How would I feel about water powers if they made another game? Well, funny thing about that is, in my fanfiction that I'm writing, one of my main characters has water powers.
Crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it.
You can actually... He appears in Chapter 3.
As a matter of fact, without my
Chapter 3 or Chapter 2, I can't remember which one right now.
But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know?
He's the first one they find, basically.
I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island.
Y'all remember whenever I made that second rant video on Second Son, I joked that I've made a overbearing cop character that takes his job too seriously? Yeah, that's the water power guy.
Are we?
I saw something about Kessler and the Beast and it went too fast. I don't know what I said. Super K, dude, you think you're rambling? I'm over here rambling. I'm literally rambling into a microphone as I mindlessly wander around Jak and Daxter. What are your thoughts about the OG Teen Titans coming back? It is? You're lying to me. No. Really? I'm excited for Red Dead Redemption 2. Will I consider it on my channel? I haven't even finished the first Red Dead. That's odd saying that GTA was one of my childhood things. I'm also trying to keep my hype low for Red Dead 2, considering what they have done to GTA 5 and GTA Online. With Take-Two attached to it, I'm trying not to get hyped for that game at all, and since I haven't finished the first game, I don't really have any hype to begin with. I just know everyone loves it. It's GTA in the West. Right, Infamous 2, 1 to 10. It's got some flaws, so it's not a 10. It could definitely have probably done better in the payoff for the antagonist thing, but I understand the subversion to that, and I really like the subversion. It's just... that could have been a more challenging final boss. I'd give it 8. Well, maybe a 9. I don't know. It's up there. Do I play Smash Bros? I played Melee back whenever it was on the GameCube. I didn't have anyone to play it with, so I didn't play it that much.
Wow! Check out that
I have Smash 4.
over there.
I haven't played that too much either. I just play the Pokemon, except for Jigglypuff. Okay, wait. Are we talking about the end credit scene for Teen Titans Go, the movies? Because I heard about something, but I don't know anything, and I would not take anything that Teen Titans Go.
I hope they weren't as
I don't trust it, because Teen Titans Go is basically trolling the critics and the older fans.
Who awakens the Oracle? Wait, one of you has
I'm gonna need an actual trailer, guys, to believe it.
Time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to return.
Because if that's true,
Present to me
after ending on the Terra and Beast Boy episode.
Power cell I contain.
I would like that, but...
For your gift, another power cell is yours.
I'm a person that doesn't believe in rumors too much. I go off of evidence and interviews and stuff, and even then, they can still be lying to you. See, No Man's Sky. What do you think Sucker Punch is working on? Ghost of Tsushima? We've already seen it? I knew for quite a few years that they weren't making Infamous anymore because there's a very specific timeline that they do, and they've always done since I was little. There is 3 years in between a continuation of a franchise, and there is a 6-year gap when they're making a new IP. Second Son came out in 2014, so by 2016, when we didn't have a trailer for a new Infamous game, I'm like, Infamous is gone. There's no way. Then when we saw Ghost of Tsushima and that Sucker Punch logo came out, I was like, oh, there it is. I didn't expect that, but okay. Did you ever think that the evil ending of Infamous 2 wasn't really all that evil? I always thought that it was just Cole, assuming he was doing the... I'm guessing you meant right thing. Yes, I have always thought that the ending of Infamous 2 was more of a gray area and not good or evil, because you're either killing people or you're killing people. Without their express knowledge or consent. And honestly, I prefer the evil ending, Doi. Mostly because it would be it was a change in... I like the subversion of the idea that the giant monster isn't actually evil. That... and he's trying to save the world in his own way, and truly, from Cole's perspective, he didn't know if the RFI was going to work. Would you? Would you really take that chance that if the RFI didn't work and it killed you and all your conduit buddies, that nobody would live in the entire world, that the entire human populace would just sadly dribble away into nothing if you took that chance? I've always preferred the evil ending for that reason. I agree with you, Donald, that it really should have kept going after the evil ending. I mean, they shipped Infamous 2 with the evil ending as canon, and they're just like, nah, that one's gonna make us more money, do that one. I was pretty disappointed in Sucker Punch after that. I mean, it's like, okay, here's one, guys, and some of you will agree with me and some of you will not. This is like if Sucker Punch finished Sly 3, you know, Sly has amnesia at the end and he has a happy life with Carmelita. It's like if they were like, hey, let's just have Sly drop all that, not be happy with Carmelita, and yeah, go on an adventure again. But I know that was another company, but if Sucker Punch themselves did that, that would be different. That's kind of the same thing. I saw what are my thoughts on Fortnite. Please die, Fortnite. Fortnite is making more money in microtransactions from little kids than actual games are. Like, people are paying more for Fortnite transactions, and parents have no idea what's going on because of just the Fortnite craze. Where I work, you guys have no idea how many times a day that I will get people coming to my register, giving me PS and Xbox cards. Oh, where are you playing? Fortnite? And I'm just like, what? Please stop. Actually, like, buy God of War. Ever thought of speedrunning Infamous 2? I have, and then I looked at the times and realized that speedrunners glitch and use exploits and things to get their times, and I'm just like, no, I just want to do it fair. Favorite character in Kingdom Hearts?
What do you have in the basket?
Nothing to talk about. Them monsters patrolling the ocean took a bite out of me fishing rig. And now they're gobbling up me catch.
Kind of weird to say Riku at this point, isn't it? It's like, that's the general idea, but Riku.
Woo! Maybe it's your breath.
I love the characters that have a redemption arc.
Open up river fish with a tiny net. I'll give you a power cell if you can catch 200 pounds of them critters. And then I'll let you and Shrimp here use my speedboat to get to Misty Island. You want to try the challenge?
It doesn't really matter if it has more or less gameplay, it's the quality of the game. And the fact that Fortnite is basically being predatory towards kids and just having the kids go out and buy not shark cards. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's GTA. We're going. Yeah, I've seen that too, guys. I've seen that too. Shark cards make me so mad, guys.
There are two types of good fish to catch. 1 pound fishies and 5 pound fishies.
Whoever says DC Universe Online over Fortnite, I am very impressed.
Fish, then I'm gonna
because I tried that once and I could not stand it.
There are poisonous eels in this river.
Alright guys, I'm probably gonna get really quiet during this part because this part gets hard.
Poison the whole darn catch.
Alright, first part, you just keep your net right. Oh. The net has more reach than you think it does.
Steady boy.
Small movement, skip it to the edge of the net. I'm not gonna see any of you guys' questions for a little bit because I need to focus. Try to conserve your questions until I finish this, please.
Here comes a big one.
Oh, damn it. No.
To the left.
No. Okay, eel section.
Steady boy.
And fast pick. Fast section!
Here comes a big one.
Eel.
Steady. You're almost there.
And right about now. There we go.
You caught 200 pounds of fish. Not bad for a couple of landlubbers.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here's the power cell.
Thank you for your patience.
And you can use my boat at the village dock whenever you like.
And slam dunk. Okay, thank you guys. Can you give us some sort of power scale for Cole in your fanfiction? Cole is, let me just say Cole is the beast. Cole's the beast, and I am disappointed in John's lack of his power in Infamous 2. Y'all can take that how y'all like. I try to compensate for it. It's just that I'm trying not to spoil anything. You tricky. I know you're trying to get spoils out of me, and I'm trying not to do it. That's my hint for you. Thoughts on Super